Hi and welcome, guys. I'm Brittany Simmons and I have my yoga assistants behind me that are playing on my yoga mat. We all like to be the center of attention. So you might have a little bit of a distraction, but they're kind of cute to look at. So we are going to practice yoga this morning. It will be a very feel-good, relaxing, rejuvenating flow, and it is designed for beginners. If you've never practiced yoga before, if you have any pain, any kind of aches and ailments, this will be a great class. With that being said, make sure your doctor has okayed you to do yoga and exercise. Just listen to your body. If anything does not feel good at all, come out of it and just release back into whatever natural position feels better for you. So if you don't have a yoga mat, it's okay. Just find a surface that your hands won't slide on. Maybe if it's hard carpet, or you can use a towel. You can also use a pillow. I like to use a pillow or yoga blocks to sit up a little bit higher, maybe use for assistance in some of my poses to help me reach higher and stretch a little bit further and not have to worry about my upper body collapsing. So that's something that you can progress to as you practice yoga more. You can decide if you need any extra props. All right, if you have any questions after this practice today, please send me a chat message. Please let me know what you think, and if there's anything you want more of, less of, I'm here for you. This time is for you, so thank you for joining me. All right, let's get started. Okay, so if your hips are a little bit tight, you can sit in a chair if you would like to, starting out, or you can find a nice tall cushy pillow to sit on. And sitting up nice and tall, let's take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale it out. Let's bring our right hand to our belly and our left hand over our heart or our chest. And we're going to begin to feel the breath move throughout our body. Yoga is about finding that connection between body and breath to help go further into our mind. So as you inhale, fill the belly up. Allow it to expand like a balloon, pressing that right hand forward. And then send your breath to your chest, maybe sitting up a little bit taller. And as you exhale, allow the chest to fall first. And the belly button to draw back in, engaging the core. Inhale, feeling the belly expand. Sending that breath to your chest, lengthening up. And exhale, allow the chest to fall. And the navel come closer to your spine. Inhale, filling up. Sitting up nice and tall. And exhale it out. One more inhale. And exhale. Let's release our hands down on top of our legs, our knees here. And roll the shoulders back. Begin to release any tension there. If you're starting to feel tightness in your house, come to a chair or to your couch, finding that spot that you can let go of your mind going towards your hips. Let's roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. And exhale, release them down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Let's drop the right ear to your right shoulder, not forcing that stretch in your neck, Just allowing the weight of your head to provide a little stretch on the left side. Still sitting up nice and tall, drawing the belly button towards the spine. And exhale, chin to chest. Your eyes can be closed or opened. I love closing my eyes during yoga and just focusing on how my body feels. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Still finding those deep breaths. Your exhale is helping you to release a little bit further. And exhale, chin to chest. Coming through center and all the way over to the right side again, tilting the chin up a little bit more. Maybe this time feeling a stretch in the front of the throat. And if you'd like to, take your fingers and give it a little massage, kind of kneading it here. Exhale, chin to chest, coming through center and over to the left side now, tilting the chin up. Maybe giving it that massage. And exhale, chin to chest, and then lift your head up back to neutral. Let's roll the shoulders again. And since we've been in this position for a little while, check in and see how you're feeling. How is your posture? Are you having any tightness? Is your mind going to a certain area of your body? If so, think about sending your exhales to that area throughout our practice. So let's go ahead. If you have a pillow under your booty, remove that out of the way. If you're sitting in a chair, come down to your mat, and we're going to meet in tabletop position. So stacking the shoulders over the wrists, the hips over the knees. Now there's a few modifications for this. If your wrists really bother you, you can drop down to your elbows, down to your forearms, and just kind of interlace your fingers, resting here, still keeping your hips high and belly button pulling in and up. And then if your knees bother you, a couple of options. You can put a towel under your knees, or you can roll your mat up just a little bit, releasing your knees back down. And coming here, you could also use a pillow under your knees. Just a couple of options. We're going to take a few circles here. So shifting over to the left and lengthening forward and over to the right and sending the hips back. Very, very slow. Elbows are nice and soft. Inhale as you shift forward, and exhale when you shift back. Inhale forward, and exhale back. Pausing back into a neutral tabletop position. Spreading those fingers nice and wide and pressing the fingertips down, finding a nice grip on your mat. Sometimes this can help you take some weight off of your wrists whenever you press those fingertips down. Let's find a few cat and cows here. Inhale, drop the belly, send your hips up and tilt your chin up. So just sending your chest forward. Exhale, round the spine, lift the palms up, pressing the fingertips down, creating as much space under your body as you possibly can, separating those shoulder blades. Inhale, shifting back down to cow. Maybe you shift forward a little bit more, opening up the front of the body. Exhale, round the spine, lengthening up as high as you can. And inhale. I don't know if y'all can hear my stomach, but it is growling right now. It's good to check in with those hunger cues, right? Growling is a sign of hunger. And inhale one more time through cow. And exhale back to cat. Now let's take the knees out wide, toes touch. You might want to unroll your mat for this. We're going to take rest in child's pose for a moment. For some people, this is a resting pose, and I do understand that for some people, this is very uncomfortable. So one thing you can do is place that pillow or a big blanket right there in the crease behind your knees and sit back on that. So you're sitting up a little bit taller, and then walk your hands out, lengthening, reaching towards the top of the mat. Exhale, release the forehead down, relaxing here. Big breath in, and exhale it out. Ricky's getting hyper. Let's take one more big breath in. And exhale it out. Coming back up to that tabletop position. Removing your pillow, if you have it there. And we're just going to tuck the toes, lifting the knees up, and come to the top of your mat. Bring the feet out nice and wide. And have a soft bend in the knees, grabbing opposite elbows, and we're just gonna hang here, finding a little inversion, our head below our heart, reversing some of that blood flow in our upper body. Maybe sway side to side if that feels good. You can bend your knees as deep as you'd like to. Sometimes I like to make this really big. I might try to sway a little bit faster or slower. But one great thing to do is just follow the pace of your breath. And then find some stillness right here, releasing the arms down, bend the knees, and as slow as you can, roll all the way up to standing, allowing the arms to hang, pausing before you lift your head as the blood is rushing back up, and lift your head up to neutral. All right, I'm gonna face you guys. So coming to the center of your mat, finding your toes to touch. I'll remove my coffee socks. Finding toes to touch and a space between the heels. Now we're gonna practice standing, nice tall posture here, nice and rooted down. Relaxing the arms down by your sides, palms can face forward. Roll the shoulders back, releasing the shoulder blades down the back. Maybe drawing that chin in slightly. Now let's do a body scan, starting with the feet, pressing those toes down, the heels down. Drawing the kneecaps up, engage the quads here. Send the tailbone down as you lift the chest up with your inhale. With your exhale, reaching fingertips down to draw the shoulders away from the ears. And then lengthening through the crown of the head. So you are nice, strong, in a standing pose called Tadasana. A nice reset, anatomical pose here. And bring your hands to your heart in prayer, feeling the connection of your thumbs with your chest. And exchanging energy between the two. And in this moment, we want to set an intention for our practice. First, noticing and becoming aware of why you showed up on your mat today, whether it's live or you're watching the recorded version. What drew you to your mat? How does your body feel in this moment? Are you having tension, tightness? Did you sleep crazy and have a little crick in your neck this morning? And where's your mind right now? Are you thinking about your to-do list? Or are you thinking, I'm just ready to find a release? We'll come back to this pose later and find an intention, a positive affirmation. But if you have one already, go ahead and you could say it out loud or in your mind. For me today, something that came to mind is I am calm. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, release it out. And release the arms by your sides. You can separate the feet. Let's roll the ankles around. In yoga, we are barefoot and we stretch our feet a whole lot, which is great for things like plantar fasciitis. If you have any neuropathy in your feet, you can become aware and try to tune in to where your feet are positioned. Draw some blood flow to them as much as you possibly can as you move. And let's go ahead and step to the top of our mat. Bringing your hands to your hips, we're going to begin to stretch the front of the body. So let's lift the right foot up off the mat, finding our balance. If you need to grab a bar stool, a chair to have next to you, that's perfectly fine. But if you want to get nice and rooted, go back to that Tadasana and how we were strong in our feet, our legs, and drawing up through the kneecaps. And then send the right leg back, coming into a high crescent lunge. And now bend that back knee some, drawing the hips under, your shoulders over your hips. Feeling that nice, good stretch. If you sit a lot, this gets really tight and cramped up, so this is super great to do. And now lift that back heel up, spin it around, and we're going to come into Warrior One. Now this can sometimes feel very funky, so the object here is to try to draw that left hip back, right hip forward. And your back foot is kind of diagonal there, so it feels weird. The more you practice it, the more it'll feel like, okay, the natural thing to do is for you to turn that foot out, but you want to try to make it diagonal. So you're challenging your body to go in different positions that it's not used to. And then let's reach the arms to the sky, bending that front knee, but keeping it right over behind the front ankle. Breathing here. Now keeping the arms up, we're going to challenge our balance to come back to the top of the mat. So let's lift that back heel, turn the hips back square to the front of the mat, and then step to the top of the mat and release the arms down by your sides. Roll the shoulders back. And let's come to the other side, hands on your hips, and let's find balance first on that right foot, lifting the left foot up, feeling rooted. And if you can see, I'm digging my toes down, drawing up through the kneecap, and then sending my tailbone down and lifting my chest. Draw the navel in. And then once you find that nice stability, send that left leg back. You can widen your feet out to find a little bit more balance there. Bending the back knee, tilt the hips under and send the shoulders over your hips until you find that stretch in the left quad, that psoas area. So think about a rubber band The longer it hasn't been stretched, it starts to get stiff, right? And you got to start stretching it out to find that elasticity again. That's what we're doing. And now lift the back heel and adjust your feet and turn that back foot diagonal and send the right hip back this time, left hip forward as much as you can. Our bodies are not created the same, designed the same. So there is no perfect look for a pose. And when you're ready, reach your arms up to the sky. Take a look down at your right knee and make sure it's right above or behind that front ankle. Finding a couple of breaths here. And again, challenging our balance. Lift the back heel. Turn your hips back square to the front and spring to the top of your mat. Release your arms down by your sides. Rolling the shoulders back. And you can turn and face forward here. Releasing the neck. I didn't tell y'all to do that. It just kind of naturally started to roll my neck again. It just feels so good. All right, bring the feet underneath your hips. So separating them a little bit wider than before. Let's reach the hands to the sky. Bring the pointer fingers to touch. And first, let's inhale. Reach those fingers up as high as they can go. Reach, reach, reach. Take a big inhale. Exhale, leaning over to the right. Feeling that stretch, reaching the top arm a little bit longer. Inhale, center, and now we're going to cactus the arms or goalpost them. Bend the elbows. Send the chin up, dropping the head back. Release the arms all the way down to your sides. Inhale, reach the arms back up. Pointer fingers touch and reaching up as tall as you can go. Take a big inhale. Exhale, tilting to the left. Trying to keep your hips over your feet still. Inhale back to center and let's bend the elbows, open up the chest, dropping the head back. Releasing it down, roll the shoulders back. All right, let's come on down to our backs. However gracefully you want to get down all the way to your back. If you want to put your socks on, if you took your sweatshirt off, you can go ahead and put it back on. As we're coming down, winding down, planting the feet out about hips distance, locking them in. Maybe you can graze your fingertips on your heels, kind of tickle your heels here. Now I want you to engage the belly button. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, tilt the pelvis, trying to draw the navel down towards the mat as much as you can, emptying all the breath out. Inhale, come back to your natural laying position, posture. Exhale, tilt it down, drawing the navel in. Focusing on our core here. Inhale. Exhale, tighten. And release, bringing your knees towards your chest. And reach around, grab your shins, and just rock side to side. Massaging your spine here. And twist here. There are a few ways you can do it, but I want you to find whatever position with your legs, your upper body feels the best, to where you can relax into it. So If you'd like to put a pillow on your left side, we're going to be turning to our left side first. And bring your knees back to your chest. Arms come out nice and wide and turn your palms face up. I love this feeling of openness. Inhale and exhale. Release the knees over to the left. You can relax them on a pillow. If you want to go further, you can release that pillow. And if you want to turn your head in the opposite direction, you can, looking over your right shoulder. Go ahead and close your eyes if they're not. Just listen to my voice. Tune into how your body feels right now. If you're holding tension, tightness in your face, your jaw, release that. And take your left hand and reach around to your right ribs and give your side a massage, just kind of making clockwise circles here. The sensation of touch is so powerful. It kind of reminds us, or kind of helps you tune in to how you're feeling. For example, whenever your back hurts, the natural thing to do is reach around and grab it. You want to hold it. And release the arm down. Slowly bring the knees back into center and give them a nice squeeze, rocking side to side again. Trying to center the hips back on the mat. And if you'd like to bring your pillow to the other side, if you used it there, reaching the arms out wide, palms face up. Exhale, drop the knees over to the right. Maybe take your gaze over your left shoulder. And with your right hand, reach over and massage your ribs. Again, a clockwise motion here. If you want to massage your belly, you can. No judgment here. Don't think about how your belly is, how you look. None of that. Yoga is about becoming aware of your thoughts and letting them go. As if you're scrolling through something and you just swipe and pass on by it. Say, nope, not today. Come back to that positive affirmation that we set earlier. And release that arm and slowly bring the knees back into center. Wrapping around, grabbing your shins, rock side to side one more time. And lift your head, your shoulders up off the mat, and make a tiny ball, bringing your forehead towards your knees, squeezing everything in. Flex your feet, flex your face, holding everything in for 3, 2, 1, and release into a Shavasana, extending the legs out nice and long. Now, if your low back bothers you, or once you get into the pose, you realize, oh, that doesn't feel great. What you can do is bend your knees, plant your feet out a little bit wider than your hips, maybe to the edges of your mat. Allow the knees to fall in towards one another, providing support here. Release the arms by your sides, palms are facing up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Maybe you need to roll your shoulders under your body just a little bit. And use this moment to just completely release. You're welcome to stay here in your Shavasana, or go ahead and wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Take a full body stretch. Reach your legs out long, point the toes, reach your arms long over your head. Ooh, baby yawn. I do every time. Bend the knees and roll over onto one side. And press with your top arm up to a seated position. I'm going to bring that pillow back underneath my bottom, coming into crisscross applesauce, Sukhasana, or maybe you want to sit back on your chair, your couch. Let's tune into our senses. The first one is touch or feel. Notice any smells right now and how they make you feel. And taste, maybe you had coffee or water. And sound. You hear anything? And slowly open the eyes. And I want you to look around, and this is something I do sometimes. Find something you haven't noticed in a while. Don't let it be something like dust or fingerprints, but maybe an object that you just haven't noticed. Sometimes things just become part of our world and it's no longer significant. Right now I'm looking at an outlet that I kind of forgot I had, which is very convenient. Now, using yoga to start eating healthier, this is going to help us because we're going to become in tune with how our body feels. Notice hunger cues, notice fullness, notice appetite, cravings, and again, no judgment. It first takes awareness. And then we can begin to set very, very small goals, start to make progress, and eat when we're hungry, choosing foods that nourish our bodies, that will make our bodies move better, feel better, reducing inflammation. All the colorful fruits and vegetables, the pretty foods, visualize those. Aim to allow those to nourish your body. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Reaching your arms up to the sky, bring the palms to touch. Exhale, draw the hands to heart center in prayer. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. The light in me truly honors the light, the love, beauty, joy, and peace in each of you. Namaste.